Hello?
Someone had sent me a collection of Orson Welles. It stood out immediately. It just jumped out as needing musical treatment. The rest of the whole of the piece of theatre didn't interest me in the smallest way, but these 3 or 4 minutes just jumped out as being an open-ended, beautifully ambiguous scene.
I didn't know the play, and I didn't want to know any more about the play other than the sort of minute that he gave me. That's the thing that has sparked all the conversations since.
I could pull myself together.
As far as an audience is concerned, we're just hearing a very open-ended phone call. He's describing the need for the call, where he needs to ring, and then we're introduced to this long segment of making a transnational call.
Hello?
Another element, and this is largely visual, is where's this phone call going? And ultimately this became the container. So there's a character who we see who might be at the other end of this long, arduous phone call.
We wanted to put her in what appears to be a clear domestic situation. From the early discussions that we had with everyone, there was a lot about domesticity and death.
Will you wait until I have collected the money?
Joseph and I have always been opposed to the idea of anything actorly in there, least of all, coming from musicians. Our big interest in their interaction with the character is that she's unaware of them. We needed to sort of surround her with little activities and objects that they could then interrelate with her and do believably in addition to their playing. One of the earlier decisions is we wanted them to be not quite a spectral presence, but a sort of presence that she didn't recognize.
But it was very clear that it had to be very simple. You've got so many different elements at work. So it's about trying to find the right balance between all of those things so that you're creating a form that is poorer without any one of those things. Were this to go further, the objective would be to really kind of push and refine the types of images that we're playing with and those relationships with the musicians.
My idea for this piece is that it could function in a fully resourced theatrical context. It could also function on stage without some of the layers, and it would still be intelligible. So I think we've made an adaptable piece.
Go ahead, please.
9970.
Thank you.
The refinement and the sophistication of the content, that's something that would be very important for all of us, I think, to work on and to make sure that we're creating the right visual world. We definitely have plans for where it could evolve as a piece.
Deposit the remaining 85 cents.
It's one of those pieces, I don't think all artists have this with every piece that they make, but certainly in some pieces, you have a little bit more aspiration from the raw beginnings. I think as we've been making it, we've been realizing that potential. We'll run out of time at some point very soon. We'll run out of time and we won't be able to polish little components to it. I think in future incarnations of our making this, we'll get to deal with some of those, but I've always been happy with the promise of the original material.
I had the feeling that if I could speak to somebody familiar, somebody that I loved, I could pull myself together.
Number clear.
Long distance.